Grace Community Church has had a remarkable history, starting out as a small group in a home over 30 years ago, then moving from that home to a hotel conference room, then to an old carpet warehouse, and then building out our worship center and adding a children's wing. Through the years, we have seen what God can do when followers of Jesus step out in faith. Year after year, Grace offers a place to heal from the hurts of life, a safe place to tell our stories, and a place to celebrate what God has done. I'm sure no one meeting in that home all those years ago, or anyone who has been a part of the many defining moments in our history, would have dreamt of what Grace has become today. How God has worked in and through Grace. We are a vibrant, growing, loving, authentic church following God's call to make a difference in our world. And making a difference we are. Last year alone, hundreds of people joined impact groups and served in countless ways at Grace. People were baptized, joined the church, went on mission trips, and gave faithfully. Marriages were reconciled, families restored, and people drew closer to God. Our family ministry continues to reach hundreds of kids and youth and their families every week. We praise God for what He has done, but it is with clear eyes that we also recognize the immediate needs right here within our own church family and the facilities we gather in week after week. God has called us to be good stewards over all that He has given us. This is true when it comes to relationships and ministries and our facilities. Our family ministry building is close to 50 years old. And while we're glad for all that has happened in that building, it needs extensive renovations, which as of now, we can do on our own terms. If left unaddressed, we will have co-compliance issues, safety issues. Additionally, letting these issues linger will end up costing more if addressed over a long period of time rather than tackling it all at once. We remain a work in progress. New chapters are yet to be written for our church and for ourselves. We believe God is leading us into another bold chapter in the story of Grace Community Church. We believe our rich history is only the beginning and that God has sovereignly placed us in one of the fastest growing areas of the nation. He is beckoning us to say yes to Him and to put Him first in all that we do, and just watch as He works in us and through us to fulfill the gospel mission of grace. That's why we're launching a new initiative called Unfinished. The Unfinished initiative, at its core, is about discipleship and what needs to change in our hearts for us to be more like Jesus. For us to all be on one mission, to make disciples of Jesus Christ for the ongoing transformation of ourselves, the community, and the world. This is the Great Commission. In addition, through the Unfinished initiative, we will celebrate the total giving to the church in a single fund, a one fund. What this means is every gift given to Grace during this 2-year Unfinished initiative will go into a single fund that will support 3 areas. First, unfinished people. We need to continue our giving to the regular ongoing ministries and operational expenses at Grace, carrying out the unfinished mission of reaching our community with the gospel. 2 years of current ministry funding and operational costs is $2 million. Second, it will support the Unfinished Church. Our facilities have evolved over the years, providing a hub for us to pursue faithful ministry in our community. But the space is unfinished. We will renovate and build out our existing facilities to create a more efficient use of ministry spaces by renovating the family ministry building to increase ministry areas that provide an engaging, safer, and more efficient use of the entire space. We will connect the worship center and family building to improve the flow of people, enhance guests' first-time experience, and increase lobby space for fellowship and ministry. The cost to accomplish these renovations for our Unfinished Church is $1.7 million. Finally, unfinished influence. We have ministry opportunities in our community and around the world This initiative will fund current and future initiatives that expand the gospel directly to our surrounding area by continued investment in the future plans of a church plant in the San Marcos, New Braunfels area, by partnering with and sponsoring larger community, family-friendly outreach events, partnering with area churches to establish various recovery groups. We will lead out in addressing the unique ministry needs of those who are and have served in our military. In addition, we'll creatively come alongside and support those in the foster and adopt communities and expand our global partnerships and ministries to Africa, Cuba, and Mexico. We believe $150,000 will give us a great start in funding Grace Community Church's unfinished influence in the community and around the world. Now, if we didn't launch Unfinished, if we just continued doing what we are already doing, we would receive about $2 million over the next 2 years based on our previous numbers. This is included in the Unfinished goal. Unfinished adds an additional $1.85 million for a total of $3.85 million. I sincerely believe that this could truly be a defining moment in the life of Grace and for us as Christ followers. Will we, like the first generation of those who started Grace 30 years ago, rise to the challenge, take that torch of faith that has been handed to us and run harder and faster for the glory of God than ever before? Here's what we are asking of you. Over the next 2 years, our desire is 100% participation. If 100% of our congregation makes a commitment, any size commitment, to advance the gospel, to grow in faith, and to transform our community, we will not only meet, but exceed our 2-year target of $3.85 million. All of us can grow closer to Christ. No matter where you are on your spiritual journey, this side of heaven, you are unfinished, and there is a next step for growth for you in becoming closer to Christ. Will you say yes and join with us as God writes the next chapter in the incredible story of Grace? We all have a part to play. God's not done with Grace Community Church. Let's take this journey together, trusting our lives, our families, our hearts, our ministries are in God's hands and remain unfinished.